They say civilizations rise and fall, but what if they don't die at all? What if they migrate, adapt, and whisper their truths through ritual, language, and legacy? From forgotten temples to fading names carved in stone, some societies didn't collapse in fire. They vanished in silence. No war, no plague, just absence. In this journey, we're not here to explain, but to listen, to follow the footprints left behind. These are the stories of civilizations that left more questions than answers. What if their silence isn't emptiness, but a message? Maybe silence is a kind of survival. Maybe, instead of resisting the tides of time, these civilizations found a way to become part of it, woven into the landscapes, hidden in shadows, speaking in ways we've forgotten how to hear. If knowledge can be encoded in bone or buried in song, then perhaps these lost cultures never truly left. Perhaps they learned to exist between the lines of history, waiting for someone not to uncover them, but to understand them. Beneath the cliffs of northern Anatolia, a cave hidden for over 2,000 years revealed something no one expected. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, natural rock and narrow tunnels. But as researchers went deeper, the walls transformed. They found themselves surrounded by smooth black obsidian that glowed faintly in the dark. Etched into the glass were thousands of names, none from any known language. Some would fade in the light, others would pulse or even respond when spoken aloud. The obsidian itself was unlike anything in the region, possibly even synthetic. Then, without warning, one researcher vanished. Her equipment was found, still switched on, but she was gone, without a trace. The dig was abandoned, the cave sealed. No one knows whether the chamber was a memorial or a prison. Later studies of the obsidian shard samples revealed microstructures resembling data grids, as if they'd been programmed. A few even theorized that the names weren't names at all, but coordinates or warnings. Linguists tried to decode the patterns, but found themselves obsessed, unable to sleep, hearing whispers in the dark. Some believe the cave is not of this earth. Others think it's a memory palace, built not for humans, but by something else, something that remembers. In a remote mountain valley, a survey team stumbled upon a sealed rock wall that echoed hollowly beneath their tools. Behind it, they uncovered a small temple carved into the cliff. It was pristine, symmetrical, measured, intact. Inside were ritual objects, a mat, a candle, and dried herbs. Oddly, the items were barely a decade old, but the temple itself was over 3,000 years ancient. There were no other entrances, no secret tunnels, and the next morning, it was gone. The cliff face had returned to its untouched form. Tools had disappeared, photos were corrupted. Only one blurry image remained, showing an altar, a bowl, and a wall painted with countless watching eyes. Locals whispered of Anisula, the still eye, a sacred space that appears only in moments of deep imbalance, welcoming those who seek to disappear. And when the final worshiper accepts silence, the temple seals itself again for 1,000 years. Some say the temple is sentient, that it waits, listening to the frequency of human sorrow. When the balance of the world tips too far, when chaos outweighs clarity, it opens, offering sanctuary not as a refuge, but as an ending, a pause. Those who vanish inside are never mourned, for they chose something else, not death, but erasure, and perhaps, just perhaps, peace. In the quiet hills of Shiga Prefecture, a farmer uncovered a bronze bell buried beneath his fields. It bore no markings, no inscriptions, only a faint shimmering ring at its base. When he struck it, the bell rang out and didn't stop. Its low tone lingered in the air for minutes. Monks who took the bell to a nearby temple found that it rang every morning at dawn, softly, and always in the same tone. Scientists were baffled. The metal was composed of a mysterious alloy, with strange, vein-like patterns never seen before in Japanese metallurgy. An ancient scroll spoke of such an object, a sunbell, meant not to call people together, but to welcome the morning light. The bell unsettled locals. Birds avoided it. Moss would not grow near it, and those who stood beside it at sunrise often said the sound felt personal, as if the bell remembered their name. Eventually, a ritual was born. Each morning, villagers would gather not to pray, but to listen. Children claimed they heard voices in the bell's hum, gentle and old, like lullabies from the earth itself. In central Kazakhstan lies a dried riverbed the locals call Zubnaya Reka, the river of teeth. And they mean it literally. The soil is filled with fossilized teeth from countless animals: wolves, elephants, whales, even deep-sea predators. No bones, no skulls, just teeth. Some are tens of thousands of years old. Others are only a few thousand. Scientists have no explanation. The teeth appear deliberately arranged, in spirals, lines, patterns that defy nature. Every few years, new ones rise to the surface, like the land is remembering something. Locals refuse to cross the riverbed after dark. Some say the ground crunches beneath your feet. Some say it growls. One elder simply whispered, "These aren't animal teeth. They're the teeth of memory. This land remembers every bite it ever took." Geomancers and shamans believe the riverbed is a scar, an ancient wound from a forgotten catastrophe. Some legends speak of sky beasts, titanic in size, who once warred across the plains and bled their hunger into the earth. The teeth are not fossils, they say. They are offerings, payments, or perhaps remains of something that never died. High in the Andes of northern Peru, perched atop a sheer cliff, sits a stone chamber with no roof, no entrance, and no path. 4 walls of perfectly cut stone stand in silent symmetry. No human has ever reached it by foot. Yet inside are 3 stone bowls, a pile of ancient ash, and a strange symbol etched into the floor. A circle intersected with lines, like an eye or a compass. Every solstice, a single ray of sunlight cuts through the sky and lands perfectly on the ash. Sound does not echo inside the chamber. It simply disappears. Some believe it's a celestial observatory. Others think it's a sky tomb, or perhaps something still in use, just not by us. Satellite scans revealed odd gravitational fluctuations around the structure. Small distortions, as if the air bends slightly near the chamber. Birds refuse to nest nearby. Some explorers claim to hear voices, not with their ears, but inside their thoughts, as though the place speaks directly to memory. Not all who visit return the same. Hidden deep in the jungles of Laos lies a forgotten temple, crumbling and moss-covered. By day, it seems like nothing more than ruins. But in the early morning, as mist rolls through the forest, something appears. On the inner wall of the temple, a mural reveals itself. Not carved, not painted, but somehow visible only in fog. Indigo, gold, and crimson shapes emerge. Figures, constellations, and wide, watching eyes. As the sun rises, the mural fades, leaving behind only blank stone. Cameras can't record it. Scientific tests show no pigment. Locals call it Nafek Cow, the mist image. They say the temple remembers, but only if you arrive silently, without questions or expectations. Some believe it's a cosmic map. Others say it reflects the soul of whoever sees it, and a few think it's alive. Deep in the heart of the Amazon lies a forest the locals fear, the forest of hollow eyes. Scattered throughout the undergrowth are hundreds of stone statues, faceless, mouthless, each carved with large, empty eye sockets. They all face inward, toward the center of the jungle. No one knows who created them. No known Amazonian culture ever worked in stone like this. A field researcher once photographed several of the statues, only to return a week later and find them in different positions. The elders say the forest listens, not with ears, but with memory, and that no one should dig beneath the statues, because whatever they're watching is still beneath them. One team tried. They drilled beneath a statue and stopped when their tools snapped. Beneath the soil was not rock, but something else, something warm, breathing. And when they left, one of them found a statue at the edge of their camp, staring silently. It hadn't been there before. Civilizations don't always end with fire or conquest. Some slip quietly into silence, not destroyed, just withdrawn. And sometimes what they leave behind isn't a ruin or a relic, but a question. Why did they disappear? Who still remembers them? And maybe the better question is, what still remembers us? Subscribe to Informed Earth. We explore the forgotten histories, hidden tribes, and untold truths.